Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Demonic Spoon here. Today we are going over my Firebomb Moze build. I'm really excited for Tiny Tina's Wonderland, so I've been playing a lot of Borderlands recently, and yeah, this is my first Borderlands video, so if you like it, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, comment, be like, yo, your build is trash, yo, your build is awesome, I tried it, I love it. Also in the description below, make sure to check out my Twitch channel. You can come see me stream. Sometimes I stream Borderlands, sometimes I stream other games. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this build. So, first we're actually going to start with skills. So I pretty much am focusing on the blue and the green skill trees. So we'll start here. So I put 5 out of 5 in Cloud of Lead. I'm getting 2 boosted from my artifact. My class mod. We'll get to that shortly. But basically, we want to do a little extra damage from the incendiary damage boost, and every 4th shot does not consume ammo. Obviously, you want to keep shooting for as long as possible, because reloading is going to decrease our DPS. Then we're going to increase our incendiary damage and Iron Bear's incendiary damage at the same time. So we're going to put 3 out of 3 in that. And then we're going to put 1 into redistribution so that we can regen ammo and health. And then we're going to put 5 out of 5 in scrappy because, I mean, we're pretty much always going to be moving anyways, so we want to get that nice 30% damage bonus. The handling, weapon, swap speed, and mode switch speed are also nice bonuses, but that's not what we're really investing in this one for. But, you know, it's nice to have those tacked on, I suppose. Next, we're going to put 5 out of 5, scorching RPMs. Basically, who doesn't want to shoot faster? And, you know, Iron Bear can do a little bit more damage too, which is nice. Then we're going to put 5 out of 5 into the Iron Bank, increase our magazine size. 1 into Specialist Bear. I figured we may as well go ahead and do this because I'm using Iron Cub for this build. So Iron Bear is gonna, or sorry, Iron Cub is gonna activate this skill anytime he's out. Then we're gonna put 3 out of 3 in Click Click to increase our gun damage as the mag empties. And then finally we're gonna invest into the capstone right here, Forge, constantly regenerate ammo for currently equipped weapons. So I'll come back to the purple tree, but we're going to skip over the blue. So this is honestly where a good deal of our damage is coming from. So whenever Moze deals splash damage, she deals bonus incendiary damage. So that's nice because we're going to get the capstone, so this is going to proc quite a bit. Then we're going to go 3 out of 3 in means of destruction, so that whenever we do splash damage, which will be very often, we will regenerate ammo and have a chance to regen a grenade, which is going to be useful for Moze. We're also going to put 5 out of 5 in toward cross promotion. This is very important. We want to boost our splash damage as much as possible with this build, and you can see here I'm getting +3 from the class mod, which we'll get to in a second. We're also going to put 2 into stainless steel bear. Now I think I really just put these 2 points in here because I didn't want either one of these and I needed to get further down the tree. But I mean, it helps Iron Bear a bit, or in our case Iron Cub, so he'll last a bit longer and do a little bit more damage. Next, we're going to put 2 in Vampire. You can put more if you want. I've just found that having only 2 is pretty good for me. I'm constantly throwing grenades anyways. And because we have so much splash damage being boosted, we're doing a lot of damage with our grenades. So that 8% is actually going to be a lot of damage that is going to be restoring our health. Then over here, why can't we carry all these grenades? Of course, we are going to max those out. Sorry, I almost yawned there. And then explosive punctuation. When Moze deals splash damage, her action skill cooldown rate is briefly increased. Now we're doing this because actually the way that I have this set up, you might have seen like a few boosts to our Iron Cub, but it's enough to where Iron Cub can put out some damage. So when we have Iron Cub out, it's really gonna help us. So I figured, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Plus, there's not much else in the skill tree at this point that I would be too interested in. And of course, gotta go with short fuse. Whenever Moze does gun damage, there is a chance of a secondary explosion centered on the target. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot tell you how amazing the skill is. Secondary explosion chance 20% with 50% of gun damage. This is where a vast majority of our damage is going to come from. And then because we have splash damage, can do bonus incendiary damage, it's going to add on to it. And then right here we've got a huge boost to incendiary damage, and I think we had one somewhere else in the skill tree. I'm not going to look for it right now. But yeah, so this is very important. This is what makes the rest of this tree and the green tree work together to put out so much damage. Now I had some points left over, so I wanted to go ahead and put it in this. That way I could get some of these right here. Sorry, I'm yawning, y'all. I just woke up. But yeah, I wanted to get this right here, my little friend, for our Iron Cub, because it gives Iron Cub an extra light-off assault rifle. And in addition to our incendiary damage being boosted, so is our Iron Cubs. So that's nice. So first we're going to put 5 out of 5 biofuel. Whenever Moze or Iron Bear ignites an enemy, they both regenerate health. So that's going to be great for health regen. It's also another reason why I only put 2 points into the Vampire skill. Because we're going to be doing like lots of incendiary damage, even when we're not using incendiary weapon. Then we're going to put 3 out of 3 in surplus, which allows us to do more incendiary damage, specifically while Iron Cub is on cooldown, which is fine because, as you'll see in a second, with my gun annoyance, I have damage boosting while Iron Cub is out. So having this boost damage while Iron Cub is not out is going to make my damage a little bit more consistent. And we're going to put 5 out of 5 in really big guns. Figured, hey, may as well make Iron Cub even a little bit stronger. And then I put 1 in Explosive Fury here, which increases our status effect chance and status effect damage. I think that I just had like an extra point left over, and I was just kind of like, why not? And then right here, Fired Up is going to be pretty important. Whenever Moze or Iron Bear applies a status effect to an enemy, she gains increased fire rate for a short amount of time. This stack effect, so you can have up to 5 stacks, so you can get up to 25% fire rate increase, which is a pretty good amount. And because of this this skill right here, these two work together, because not only are we going to increase our DPS, but we're also going to increase our survivability. And so yeah, this was also going to help with it. Increases our chance to deal status effect damage. So this skill, and this skill are all going to be working together pretty well. So now let's go over the equipment. Let me preface this by saying you don't have to use these guns. There are plenty of guns you can use. As you can see, I've got like 28 things in my inventory right here. All of them can be usable. These are just some of the ones that I found to be the best with this. And I don't quite have the right annoyance yet that I want. I ran out of enough iridium. See, I'm at 208, cost 250 to reroll. So I haven't been able to get them, but I'll let you know what the best ones to use are. So first we're going to go with our free radical. Moze melts with this gun. Oh my god, like anybody could, but Moze does it better. Reason being, it does splash damage, and we are boosting the heck out of our splash damage. To get a free radical, you can farm it from multiple bosses, including Hemovorus. The anoint that I would go with is the consecutive hits anoint because this thing fires so fast. You can get a lot of stacks on it really easily. So I think that this gun honestly does the most damage for this build. But you don't want to run around with just one gun because that can get boring. And also, it only comes in shock, which some people may not be a fan of, but it still does enough damage to where it doesn't matter. I mean, it does way more than enough damage. So second one right here, we're gonna go with the Kibsworth. Uh, the anoint that I would run on this is also a consecutive hits because it shoots so fast as well. To get this one, you need to get it from Wotan from the Malawan takedown. This can come in multiple elements. I'm running shock and fire. I just find that to be the most useful ones for me personally. So yeah, I really like it. It does pretty good damage, but I'd still say that the free radical does beat this out. But because its mag size is bigger, it doesn't have to be as reloaded as often. Because you can see here, free radical 21, Kibsworth 34. You can find Kibsworths with more magazine size. I had one, but I went for this one because it did more damage. So for the next one, it is the Lovable Rogue. Another good one instead of this that I actually run sometimes is the Clairvoyance. Because when you get crits, it'll attach a bomb, and it does quite a bit of damage, especially since we're boosting all that damage, splash damage with Moze. But I use this one mostly because I have it there for mobbing. So if you don't know what it does, obviously it says Tori weapon, so splash damage, but it hits the enemy and it is sticky only, but each time you shoot the enemy, it already does good damage. Then when you reload, they explode, and then kind of like these homing, seeking things come out, kind of like the clairvoyance can. I think the clairvoyance can have like whenever those things blow up, they come out. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, it has little seeking things that come out and damage anybody near it. So it does damage in 3 stages, which is really good. The only downside to it is that it is only going to fire stickies, so it does take a bit before it actually does start picking up its damage. But yeah, I wouldn't use this to boss. It's not going to be the best. To get this, you have to farm Evil Brick. I like this anoint while Iron Cup is active. Weapon damage is increased by 150%. I think that's a really strong anoint. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion on that. Then we're gonna go with the Tiggs Boom. Tiggs Boom is amazing. Torque shotgun, so we're gonna be doing massive amounts of splash damage here. If you don't know what this one does, if you get a crit, it'll spawn like these kind of meteor type of things that'll fall from the sky. I have it in shock. I don't know if it comes in any other element. But yeah, I really like this. This one's also a good one for mobbing as well. I wouldn't probably use this for bossing. Let me go over some other guns that you can make really good use of. Scoville. This one's really good, however, there is a major flaw to it. Because we are boosting our splash damage and splash damage radius, it's really hard to not down yourself with this, and you will down yourself in one shot. But it does do a lot of damage because it's doing both splash damage and incendiary damage, which we are both boosting. So that can be really good, but it can also be your worst enemy. Another good one is the Gargoyle. If you haven't heard of this one, I don't know where you've been, bro. It unfortunately only comes in corrosive, which is not my favorite element, but it's kind of like the Calcin from Trant. That SMG is kind of like that, but it also will occasionally spew out like this acid on them, and then when you reload, it'll shoot acid out. With Moze, it's a nice idea to just keep meleeing instead of letting the gun be repaired. so you can just keep shooting that acid out, and we're boosting the splash damage from that, so it's going to do a lot of damage. The duck is decent. Everybody knows the duck. It shoots explosive rounds. I found that the baby maker is a really good TDR weapon, especially for mobbing, because it spawns so many other guns that it's just chaos. But you will chew through your ammo very quickly with this. The trick shot is also pretty good. I don't know if it's just a good gun in general or if it's because of Moze, but yeah, I'll use that sometimes. Um, Flipper is obviously really good because it can shoot up to 9 bullets. You'll be proccing a lot of things very easily. We already talked about clairvoyance. Butcher is really good for a shotgun because you legitimately will not ever have to reload. Like, the magazine size is 10, but with my skills I get up to 13. I've like hit 9 in the mag one time. Like, you legit do not have to reload. The lob is obviously good on anybody, but I like this on Moze because as it's passing through an enemy, it can explode multiple times. So that's actually really freaking cool. I didn't know that, and I'm glad I figured that out. Shocker's also decent sometimes. I feel like it's very hit or miss, but it can be good. It's a fun gun though. I still really like it. For launchers, I love the yellow cake. I remember when this thing first came out, it was a lot more broken than it is now. And of course the Scourge and the back burner, they just do massive amounts of damage. They need no introduction. I just realized we didn't go over these. But yeah, those are pretty much all the guns. I was about to completely skip over these. So for my shield, I run the Beskar. Now, this one, I probably wouldn't run on anybody else other than Moze. Reason being, 100% chance to reflect projectiles while shielded. However, those projectiles count as if you were the one who shot them. So, if you reflect something that does splash damage, it is massively boosted by skills. So that's a huge reason why I use it. And a lot of enemies do have splash damage, so I find this very useful. And in addition to that, obviously 50% damage reduction is going to be really good. I like this anoint on action skill and gained 50% bonus shock damage. It's just nice bonus damage, why not? And then I run the Rocketeer so we can boost our incendiary and splash damage. I like the Hunter Seeker when I'm running Vampire. Reason being, it homes in on enemies, and while it's shooting, that counts as grenade damage, so you're healing off of every shot. I like this anoint as well. While Iron Bear is active, taking damage has a 20% chance to spawn a grenade, which is incredibly useful. My Hunter Seeker splits into 2 grenades on flight. I don't know if they all do that because I've used some where it doesn't do that, but yeah, I really like this one. This relic here, Electric Banjo. So I was really confused because it doesn't really say much about what it does. It just says bullet proc chance. I'm like, well, what does that actually do? So it has a 20% chance when you shoot an enemy to chain a lightning bolt to another enemy. So this can be very useful for mobbing. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but I mean, it's still damage. It can put in a little bit of work. Some other grenades that I like to use sometimes are Moxie's Bouncing Bear. Does a massive amount of damage, so that's good for only having 2 points in Vampire, so you'll heal pretty much your whole health bar off of one throw of this. Another one is Quasar, because it also does damage over time, so you're healing over time. The Nagata, because it also does a lot of damage. It spawns 9 grenades, so yeah, that can also very easily fill up your whole health bar. Now, to show you guys a little bit what this build can do, we're going to take on Grave Sword. So I'm gonna wait for him to like slam his arm down over there so he can easily hit the crit spot. It's really annoying to have to fight this guy just because he tilts the floor. Come on, buddy. There we go. Go ahead and put that Iron Bear. So as you can see, already done with the first phase. Not even gonna be able to fight during the second phase. Go ahead and show y'all how much work the Kingsworth can do. It does a similar amount, but I feel like the shotgun does do a little bit more damage. Trade-off obviously being mag size, and yeah, he is down. And in a second here, I'll go ahead and show y'all the other two guns and some mobbing scenarios. Alright, we are here on Athena's. This is the lovable rogue right here. I can hit shots that would good. So see, it doesn't do too bad of damage when it sticks them. Then this is where it shines. Reload. So it just shoots that stuff out. And explosions. Explosions themselves do a vast majority of the damage, actually. Yeah, this is a good way to deal with mobs right here. I'm pretty sure the local road can come from that tree, so that is the downside. Let me show y'all the shotgun. There's the meteor. It can move out of the way of it, as y'all saw, so that part does kind of suck. But so long as they're kind of a slow-moving target or a stationary one, they'll get melted right. And if you're doing a slaughter, this is also a super effective weapon because typically enemies will be very close together, so each one of the little meteors will hit multiple people, and then see that's yeah, this thing just melts right here. So you can obviously use this to mob too. It's just I like those other two. I like to switch it up. I don't like using the same gun the entire time. Here's the Kingsworth. It can also melt pretty quickly, but you know, like I said, it's probably second to this thing right here. But yeah, anyways guys, I hope that you all enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to leave a comment. Tell me, did you like this build? Does it suck? If so, please tell me how I can make it better, whatever. But yeah, hope y'all enjoy this video, and y'all take care. Peace.